Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Costume Quest 2. I'm just hanging out in the streets of the booming metropolis downtown area that we made it to last time, and rather than advancing forward, I'm just going to do a small bit of backtracking before we continue onwards, just to make our lives a little bit easier. I missed looking at the tracks down here in the sewers. So pretty much what I have to do is just do what I do now. With my wizard costume, go ahead and put the light on to track the tracks all the way up to the ladder, and that will allow us to continue on with this side quest, because if we don't do that now, we're going to have to backtrack anyways. Unfortunately, even if you know where those tracks are going to lead, you have to light them up every single time in order to kind of continue on with this smoothly. So we left off last time by coming into this building and speaking to the Grubbin Elder, and he had given us a quest. So I'm actually not sure where the claw marks or the footprints are going to show up next, but we will come across them hopefully shortly. We trick-or-treated at the 3 houses that were on street level, and we now have a little bit more trick-or-treating to go. You can see there's actually only 3 more houses to hit, and we have no costume in this area. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to quickly switch to the Pterodactyl costume. Get rid of these birds. And over here in this area is a pinata for us to hit. Get ourselves some candy. And the reason I wanted to backtrack is just because this area here, the rooftops, run really smoothly if we just do everything in one kind of solid, fluid motion. So I'm going to wait for this guy to turn around. We kind of have to fight him. He's sort of in the way. But before I do that, I'm going to trick-or-treat at this house. Which fortunately has a candygram for us. And then if we destroy these trash bags, we can get onto this balcony here and grab ourselves a treasure chest. So now we have to go through this tunnel. And normally I would cut out these overworld fights, but we're not going to be doing a lot of fighting in this area, so I think it's okay to leave it in. So no new enemies in here, it's all the same type of stuff that we've been fighting, mostly Trobogs and Grubbins in this area. And of course I've chosen a variety of different costumes just to cater to all the different strengths and weaknesses of the different enemies that we're running into. And off screen I was playing around with some things and testing some things out. And as soon as we get the counter ability from Corvus that we got a few episodes ago, you can actually make candy corn a little bit more useful, because despite the fact that candy corn cannot attack anybody to do damage, you can use the counter ability with the candy corn costume, which will of course help you out a little bit, because you can deflect some of that damage back to the enemy, assuming that it's done right. But because candy corn is usually a pretty good target in battle, it's a pretty solid strategy to use if you're determined to keep candy corn in fights at all times. So I may demonstrate that at some point. You can see here at our fountain, the claw marks are appearing. And again, they will not appear if you haven't followed the claw marks or the paw prints sort of all the way through and gotten a clue every step of the way. So yeah, funny, the marks just all of a sudden stop. But if we come up here, we should get our next clue on this little walkway here. In this battle finds ourselves pitted against the dental drones. I kind of prefer the grubbins at this point, just because I don't have a lot of costumes that are really good against the tech type of enemies. I think it's actually just the Jefferson costume that actually does really, really well against the tech type of enemies, because the Pharaoh and the Wizard are both weak against them. But it's kind of close quarters up here on the rooftops, and these enemies are sort of hard to avoid, so unfortunately I'm kind of stuck fighting them. And I used up all my powers in the last fight, of course. And you can see there, I tried to do a counter-attack. I thought it was going to attack Jefferson, but it ended up attacking the Pharaoh, and then I subsequently took a lot more damage. If I was worried, however, I would be healing right now before the Pharaoh got any lower on health. But that's kind of the nice thing about this game, is it's not terribly difficult, and if you do make a mistake, it's very, very forgiving. And then you can see we don't get any more claw marks or any more paw prints, but the camera pans. Rawr! Ah! And we found our little culprit here. Wait a minute, you're just a kid. Busted. I've been running around in this sweet costume illegally for a few days now. I've been leaving marks around to throw the guards off my trail, so they don't arrest me and try to make me floss. I get it, they try to do that with us too. That is a sweet Wolfman costume you've got, though. Well, you can have it. I'm sick of hiding from the law. If I get in trouble again, I'm gonna be grounded. Besides, it's getting kinda ratty. Thanks! I had my fun with it, now it's your turn. I'm outta here. If I'm not back in time for meatloaf, Mom's gonna kill me. Alright, so that is the game's first optional costume. There are a few of them in this game. So the Wolfman is actually a costume that you get just for completing a side quest. It is not at all required or necessary in order to make progress. You do not need it for anything, but if you want the achievement for getting all of the different costumes, if you want the achievement for using all of these different specials in battle, then you'll definitely want to get your hands on the Wolfman costume. It's fairly easy to do. You just have to, follow along and complete that side quest. The side quest is also worth 1,000 experience points, which is very, very welcome, so there's really no reason not to do it. At this point here, we have 2 ramps. What I would recommend is going down this one here, so that we can hit this house, and we will try out our Wolfman costume if this is a fight. And it is. Alright. So he has a claw attack, and I do believe that his strengths and weaknesses are the same as the Pharaoh and the superhero. So we'll just give it a little test out here. And you can see that Trobog now has an outline and some claw marks running across it, and so this costume specializes in damage over time. He kind of leaves his mark and will continue damaging an enemy after his turn is over, which is great. So not much. It's sort of like the wizard costume. It does a little bit of extra damage just as an added bonus, but it's not much. Probably not something that you want to depend on entirely. And then if we want to check out his special ability, it's called Night Terrors. Which is just a lot of damage onto one target. So again, noticing a bit of a pattern, a lot of these costumes are now getting a bit of an overlap. A lot of them kind of are like a mix of some costumes with something a little bit unique to make it stand out from others. So as I said earlier, it has the same strengths and weaknesses as the superhero and the Pharaoh. It has the same kind of special ability as the superhero, except it only attacks one target, whereas the superhero special attacks multiple. And I guess just because we haven't seen the Pharaoh's ability yet, we can give it a try. Ren is pretty low on health, but this battle is also almost over, so it's not like we're in any sort of a rush. But the Pharaoh will resurrect a dead party member if they die in the fight. However, if your party member isn't dead, you can still use it to give yourself a full heal. So, very, very nice costume. And like I said, it is basically identical to the unicorn costume from the first costume quest. So this ramp here basically just serves as a shortcut to get us back to the fountain. If we need to go back and heal at the fountain, which we might as well do. And then we can carry on. So through this tunnel, you can see that this kid is actually pretty well hidden. And that is our final hide and seek child for this area, which is going to give us some additional experience and a larger candy pail. Alright, so rather than face this Trobog, I'm going to jump down off this ledge. I'm going to check this chest for a unique creepy treat card. And then we can use the Pharaoh's ability to get back up. I'll probably go back and fight that guy later on my own free time, but for now let's just carry on. Keeping our Pharaoh costume equipped, we can ride the zip line down. And we can have a conversation with the Crest Whaler Elder. Hi, Mr. Crest Whaler. I have something for you to sign. What's this? It's a contract. The Grubbin Elder says he's buying your business. Just sign right here. I know I told him I'd sell, but that was before that crazy Trobog put up his fancy billboard. He redirected all the traffic to his place, and now I don't have any customers. There is no way I'm selling while my brand is undervalued. Tell that Grubbin that the deal is off. Alright. So, we can try using Jefferson here. Is there anything we can do? Not unless you can convince that cheatin' Trobog to sell me his billboard space. All the cars are heading to his casino. He's driving me out of business. I know he won't sell, but if I could get traffic back to my place, I'll sign that contract. We'll go talk to him. Be right back. Yep, so we're doing a lot of negotiation between all of the different elders to try and get them to get along. So through this big lighted tunnel is actually the way back, so we can go back to where we started, which we don't want to do right now. We're gonna follow the path here, and we can talk to the Trobog Elder having a little dance party. We're actually here to talk about your advertising. We're here on behalf of the Crest Whaler Elder. You've obviously never done business with the Trobog. Always open with some laughs. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective Trobogs. Oh, why did the chicken cross the road? You aren't going to tell me any jokes I haven't read in the Tomb of the Trobogs. You'll have to find another way to make me laugh. So that's a reference to the Grubbins on Ice DLC. We did a whole side quest where we went into a cave and retrieved their mystical book of jokes. So, we're bringing the clown costume back for this one. If we keep honking at him, it'll make him laugh. I haven't laughed like that in a while. Thanks for that. Great introductory laugh. Now, let's talk business. The Crest Whaler Elder wants to rent your billboard space. That nincompoop. Ha! He thinks he can steal my advertising ideas? I'm always 2 steps ahead of him. What a terrible business monster. Okay, tell that bird brain I'll rent my billboard space to him if he pays for 10 years in advance. You'll do it? Great, he'll be very happy to hear that. He will at first. Heh. Anyways, have him digitally sign this rental agreement. It will automatically transnebulate the candy to my account. Alright, so we'll do that next time. I think I'm just gonna hang out with these guys. I wish I had a costume that could dance, but I don't. But yeah, the video is getting kind of long and we're not quite finished in this place yet, so we will continue making business deals with all of the elders in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.